There are men who will tell me, you know what, dude? Unlike you, I think about sex very differently. When I penetrate a woman, I know I need to come. If she doesn't come, that's her business. And anyway, because coming should be fun, what was she thinking about not to come? And I also pay her bills, and I pay the mortgage, and I pay the rent, and I bought her a car.
Simon says.
Simon says.
Simon says.
Simon says.
It's the Simon Says podcast.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
what is that number one? What is the number one issue that you have? Because you mentor a lot of, you talk to a lot of ladies. What's the number
Yes.
one thing that you get from ladies
Yes.
complaining about us men that we don't do a lot of?
I can tell you one. This comes about
Say it.
all the time, and it has for the last 18 years or more. Patience.
Guy.
Patience.
In what? The process?
In everything.
So
Even
we
when you
usually jump
invite
in
her
like-
over to your place, I'm not saying all men apply this. There are actually men out there who know what they're doing, thankfully. But the truth of the matter is this. Let's assume Kenya has 20 million men. Let's assume. Whether it's 19, 20 million, who cares? But
Give or
let's say
take.
we've got 20 million men.
Yeah.
How many of those men, percentage-wise, do you think have a procreational nature in regards to sex is about me? When I penetrate a woman, if I come, I come. If she doesn't come, that's her business. How many men do you think like that? I've been doing this for a very long time. I can tell you it's the majority. There are men who will tell you, and the thing is, that's their right. You know, I have no right to tell a man how he needs to behave. I'm just pointing out things that are out there. There are men who will tell me, you know what, dude? Unlike you, I think about sex very differently. When I penetrate a woman, I know I need to come. If she doesn't come, that's her business. And anyway, because coming should be fun, what was she thinking about not to come? And I also pay her bills, and I pay the mortgage, and I pay the rent, and I bought her a car. Now, that is that guy's prerogative. He has said why he is not keen about her orgasm. He's keen about his. I feed her, so the least she can do is give my orgasm some attention. I can't change that guy. It's not my job. I have no interest. However, I am interested in the guy who tells me, you know what? I've been very keen to learn the female anatomy. I want to start pleasuring a woman differently. Wow. Now that guy can be my friend. Now that guy, we're together. I don't need to change his mind. I just need to teach him how to do something differently. And voila, suddenly he is also enjoying sex, because there's one thing that men tend to fail. When a woman really enjoys sex, you'll enjoy sex more than you thought you'll ever enjoy sex. Because number one, the one thing we love about our ego is, has she come? How many times did she come? Did she feel me? When you give her stimulus that makes her orgasm all the time, you will, even if you don't ejaculate that day as a man, as much as we like ejaculating, you'll be like, oh, I am now finally King Kong. She came twice. And she didn't even tell me she came twice during sex. She whispered it when she was cooking the day. And I could tell this was genuine. It wasn't the other forced one where, babe, have you come, blah, blah, blah. Should I go slower? No. Now you basically have influence over her orgasm, because you've taken a keen shine to knowing more about her anatomy. If we all go down that road,
That's
I think
actually
we'll
key,
have more
because
pleasant bedroom. Yes.
Yeah, I think then you'd say a lot of people have a problem with talking about their sex lives more openly with their partners or anybody else. Now, because even I would say, wouldn't you say that the most issues that you have with sex are because of people getting into relationships, and then now emotions get involved, and then entitlement towards someone's body gets involved in all that?
Say that again. I need to understand the question.
I was saying, like, wouldn't you say that most of your cases that you have with like sexual issues and frustrations come from people in relationships, and those people in relationships, like, I feel a sense of entitlement to your body, not necessarily to satisfy you, but for my own gratification.
Yes, true. That happens a lot.
That's now, so relationships are the ruin of good sex.
And the other unfortunate thing is this. Many relationships have have, they may have love, like you care about one another, but they lack sexual friendship. They just lack sexual friendship.
Yeah, that's true. You guys are not open with each other to actually. So would you say sex, how much would you say of sex is important for a relationship to be successful?
It's not the sex only, it's the sexual friendship. It's how you
sexual friendship,
how you've started to look at sex, how you perceive sex. If you flirt once in a while, the flirting doesn't need to lead to a sexual event, but there is that flirting essence in your relationship. There's the freedom to talk about sex and also joke about sex. If there's no human laughter, then you're not going to enjoy the sex, and the sex will die. So you can laugh when a pussy farts. Yes, and pussy farts come from the fact that your girth, when it penetrates her, it basically spreads her inner vagina, and there's airflow into the vagina. So when you're thrusting her, you push air out, hence the vaginal fart. Because she doesn't fart when she's alone. She farts when your penis is inside her. So your penis is the cause of that fart, and there's nothing wrong with that fart. It means you have adequate girth. It means
Hey, amen. That's good. That's good to hear. For men who have actually made a woman fart, you have good girth.
It's air going into your vagina because of sexual action. When she's usually in the house, she doesn't hear herself farting, does she? It's only when she's having sex. So clearly it's not her vagina, and neither is it a problem. It's another thing about Kenyans. Everything is a problem. Oh, my vagina farts. And does it fart when you're chilling out with your parents? No. It farts when you're having sex. So it's not a bad thing. And the thing is, people think sex is love. And no. Sex is going to be vigorous. It's going to have some vigor. It's going to have some sexuality. It's going to have a mixture of things. It's going to make you, like, for example, when you're moaning, that's only natural when you're having sex. But if you go to a board meeting and you start doing that, people will wonder what the hell is wrong with you. See, so you need to accept that during sex, you're allowed to express yourself with sounds, natural sounds, not made up ones, that just come out based on the stimulus that you're receiving. People want clean sex. Not everyone, but the people say, oh, I want sex to be this respectable. Anyone having respectable sex is probably having very boring sex.
Preach, brother. You're spoken from mouth to ear. May people hear this. May there be a revolution. Anyway, I gotta wrap this up. Okay. I've got about 1 minute left on this. But seriously, if guys want more tips on sex or anything, they can reach out to you.
Yes, Maurice Matheka. They can reach out to me. Yes, MauriceTherapy.com, or you just Google me. My number is everywhere. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. Maurice Matheka. You can find me anytime.
Exactly. And we have to link up and do an actual real one-on-one. When I get back to my studio and this corona things, we're going to link up and actually get
and when Corona allows us to move, because I'm in Machakos County, you're in Nairobi, so yes.
Okay, cool then, brother. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, all right, I've enjoyed myself, man.
We'll have a bigger conversation. You take care, my man, okay?
Thank you very much, Simon. Take care, man. Cheers.
It's the Simon Says podcast.